Abracadabra, my blue angels. How are you doing? Let me know in the comments below. Today I want to share a story of what's been happening with me over the past 2 weeks here in Cyprus. As you know, I am traveling the Mediterranean in search of love and my own personal Atlantis. And this is a beautiful island. It is the island of the goddess of love, Aphrodite. But I had some run-ins with the Patriarchy recently that were not so good. Some of you may have seen a TikTok I made about it, and I've posted about it on Instagram. It's, I'm okay. We're doing fine. It's business as usual. I'm doing readings. I'm doing videos. We're back on track with Goddess Energy and the good fight. But I feel like I have to share it. Maybe it's going to help someone. Maybe it's going to start a conversation about the truly evil forces of the patriarchy still present in the world today in 2024. So, as a woman in the world, solo traveler, all of that stuff, I'm very aware of safety, and I've been there. I've lived all over the world, different continents, different countries. Sometimes dangerous places, sometimes not so dangerous. There's some words I can't say on YouTube, but it is some a really bad thing. A man tried to do a bad thing to me, and I ended up struggling with him in a tourist area by the beach at night about a week ago. It was extremely traumatizing, and it's not the first incident. I wouldn't even count, we're talking about SA basically, if you see what I mean. I'm okay. I'm taking the stance that no man's ugly deeds are going to in any way interfere with my goddess energy or in any way change my life. I'm not receiving that trauma from that incident. It was actually 2 guys. But I just wanted to talk about it in terms of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, because that entire week, actually, there's something in the air. And I joked with my friend, like, what is this, a convention for perverts? Because literally 2 days before, someone tried to touch my butt in a totally public place here in the middle of town in Paphos, and people were walking by and totally there's no reaction. I started screaming. I said to him, F off, because your mommy. And people were just walking by. This one woman looked at me like I was crazy. It was bizarre. And then 5 minutes later, another guy started following me. And this happens in Cyprus a lot. It happens in many places, everywhere in the world. People will follow you. If you're a woman on your own, you have to keep your wits about you. I'm really good at that, however, but this time around, the incident that happened to me was more serious. So grabbing people by the what Donald Trump said, you know what I'm saying, by the PP is one thing, trying to do that, or following you, cars following you, men following you, trailing you. That's this is the bread and butter of just being a woman in the world. But yeah, this one was different because I did end up in a struggle, in a physical struggle. He touched me in a few places. There was another guy with him, and but the thing about it is, I don't know what happened, but somehow I fought him. I don't know how I did it. He was ready. He thought he was gonna get away with it. It was he basically tried to drag me to the dark side of the beach kind of thing, behind a rock, and I just all I could remember, and this is what they taught. This is what the adults taught me when I was a kid. Just play crazy or play dead. Those are your two chances. So I played crazy. And I don't know, somehow, he just decided it wasn't worth it. And I actually have a recording of the incident that I showed the cops. I called the cops straight away. I sent out some voice messages, out into, I recorded voice messages of them speaking when they were leaving, so I could have it out there in the ether. And yeah, one of the guys said to the other guy, he was like, no, leave her be. It's not worth it. She's not worth it. She's too crazy, Thank Goddess. It didn't go too far, but I have some marks on my body from the struggle, and it was a very scary experience, particularly because Paphos Cyprus I always thought of it as very, very safe. I walk in that area all the time at night, and your mommy does, magic at night, and I do my, we used to do lives in the middle of the night. I used to walk by that place constant. This is not, and usually sometimes a guy tries to talk to you and you just tell him to go away peasant, and they do leave. But this time, I don't know, It was just like, it's something in my, in the astrology for me. So yeah, the cops were not great. They came and the patrol couldn't find me, even though I was like in the most obvious place that you could find here, by a landmark. They couldn't find me. I saw their lights. Then they were like, the guy came out of the car and he was like, well, do you even want to report, like, do you want to bother reporting it, or do you just want to go home? I'm like, no, I need to report it because these two men are out here. They're dangerous. Like, maybe you can catch them so somebody else doesn't get hurt. They're really surprised. Then he was like, well, do you have a car? Maybe you can just drive yourself home. I was like, no, I want to report it. So I did end up reporting it. They didn't take it seriously. And during the incident, the man, one of the men, told me exactly where they were going and basically told me his address, including like the room he was staying in. And I told the cops this, and they were like, legit, they said, well, I guess we'll never find them. Okay, I get it, I know, okay, he knows he did something wrong, and maybe the police are looking for him, but can you not at least call that hotel and like ask if he's there? You know what I mean? And this is, I'm not here to criticize Cyprus police. I love Cyprus, I love living here, but it's just, the attitude. And the first question was, why were you walking alone at night? Woman, why aren't you sitting at home with, with your kids and, cooking dinner? Well, because I walk alone because I was by myself on that day, and I was walking by myself, and I think I have a right to do that, and particularly in a place that always seems very safe and innocuous. I guess it's not. There is no safe place. But yeah, to go back to the point, the goddess, it's very interesting because there's something about Cyprus, and it's like a part of it is the misogyny, like inherent, and no offense, but everybody knows this, the inherent misogyny that is embedded in Greek culture. Greek men. It's so interesting because all of that land, Greece and the Mediterranean, that is the seat of the old goddess. So it used to be a place of the worship of women, of the worship of the feminine and the divine feminine. And then when the goddess fell, at some point before recorded history began, the misogyny started. So it's very interesting that the strongest place of power for the goddess is also the strongest place of misogyny and pushback. And I've been experiencing this since I moved here, really. I've experienced so much of that. I'm so blessed to be here. I get so many messages, so many downloads. The magic is so strong. It's the divine feminine awakening. Aphrodite herself and all the other goddesses are awakening. But at the same time, there really seems to be a case for saying that the more magic I do, the more misogyny tries to get me. And this is not my first run-in with men here. They do, and hashtag not all men. I know I have many separate friends, they're beautiful men, nice, normal people. But there's a lot of men here who, even if you go to buy something at the store, or you want to do something, they will either disregard you completely and disrespect you, or they will try and date you. Those are the two modes, love and hate, that's it. So that's really interesting to me, and I think that's some kind of a magical emanation of the goddess awakening and the evil spirits of patriarchy trying to stop it. But we shall not be stopped. Your mommy is an agent for the goddess, so I'm doing the good work, and I'm fine. And thank you to everyone who reached out and asked me if I was okay. I really appreciate it. I am okay, and again, I'm not here to criticize Cyprus. I'm just here to criticize, the vibe and the types of questions women get asked when they try and report something. And as you know, your mommy is a strong bippo, so I will be okay. But I want to prevent this from happening to someone else. Men like that have no right to be walking. Why were they walking alone on the street at night, But the goddess was watching. It did happen right by the sea where Aphrodite came from. So whatever happens to them in this lifetime, in the next lifetime, let's see, good luck, boys. That's all I have to say. I love you, my baby. Stay strong out there. If you're experiencing misogyny, if you're experiencing the patriarchy trying to attack you, just know that I feel like it's like a spiritual force, almost like a pushback against your goddess energy, whether you're a boy, girl, anyone in between. So keep doing the good work, and the right people will come if you're looking for love, you're meeting a lot of douche flutes, red pill people, know that it's almost like, I honestly feel like it's almost like, you know, the patriarchy is trying to throw all that at you to stop you from ascending into a higher level and finding the divine masculine, the divine feminine, anyone in between that you are searching for, and you will find them, boo-boo. All right, that's it for me and from my alien boyfriend. He is our alien little friend. I wish he was there that night. So yeah, take care of yourselves, my babies. If you're interested in a personal reading, all the info is down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and keep being wonderful and sparkly, and may the angels protect you.